Dear New York, it's time to rewind.
Hello. So, about, I think, was it Sunday? Yeah, I came here, I went to say it was Sunday, and I found this Daytron model VCR-32DAU. VCR. Has a transparent, well, semi-transparent. Yeah, it's transparent. It's a transparent door. It says, can't read it. It says VHS front loading system. 14-day or 2 weeks. 4-program logic operation. And on this VCR, it's very clean. I mean, the display is still in very good shape. And you could lower this too, and it will expose other features as well that you will find on a vintage VHS machine. Now let's take a look at the inside. Some people will be like, I haven't seen this mechanism before. I have, but I haven't seen it in person. Mr. Miniscope has this Magnasonic VCR with this mechanism. I mean, but there is actually a few differences that I've noticed comparing with those two machines. So everything else looks exactly the same. Well, I don't know if it's all exactly the same, but the head drum looks a little bit different than the one Mr. Miniscope has on the Magnasonic. And I'll put his link of his review down below. Yeah. Well, he reviewed on the Magnasonic in French, but he compared those VCRs with the Magnasonic in English as well. So I'm gonna show you just the Magnasonic video I'll just put the link in the description. If you don't understand French, I mean, it's not really necessary, but I just want to show you a few differences on that VCR. And I'll put the link in the comparison video as well of him maybe. So these are fairly reliable machines, but there are common problems, which would be the belt and the tire. I did not have a compatible tire for this machine, but I have my belt rejuvenator or belt conditioner, and it's better than using rubber renew, because I've heard rubber renew is actually pretty toxic, and in some cases it could cause cancer, according to 12-volt vids. So I have a safer alternative, and I sprayed some of that on, and it seems to work well. Also, I flipped the idler tire just to be sure, and now it rewinds and fast forwards to the end and beginning without any problems. So that's a good thing. And good thing is, if you need to take off the cassette carriage, you won't desync anything because it's all motor driven. There's no gears connecting to the mechanism. It's just motor driven. It's all direct drive, so we don't need to worry about desynchronization. And the pinch roll is still in pretty good shape. And I cleaned the heads, and I had to repair the unit as well. When I first tested it, it started eating the tapes, and I thought when I took it apart at home, I was like, first I gotta take the bottom side off. It might be a belt, and clear enough, it wasn't the belt. Of course, I had to. That means it left with, and I found the culprit, and I knew what was wrong with it. The tire was worn out. So I put some, I already explained it anyway. And now it works just fine. It can play fine, reverse search fine. It works fine with no problem so far. And well, that's it for the top side. And loading mode is right there, by the way. Pretty unique for a loading molder to be in that position. Yep, there's a manufacturing date, 1989. I don't know if it's September. Oh, never mind. There's a date on the heads. I forgot there was a date on the manufacturing date on the head drum. September 26, 1989. So this VCR is, well, I should say, okay, it did not just turn 29. Well, it did in September 26, but it's been a month. So since then, I'll just say this VCR is now 29 years old and it's still up and running. These are the ones that are serviceable and worth repairing, and this is a pretty durable chassis. I mean, I don't see, well, yeah, I don't see any flimsy parts or anything. That doesn't count. I mean, the cassette carriage is fine. Everything is all metal. Look at this. Look how nicely built this is. Well, there's always going to be a few plastic parts in VCRs, no matter what. No matter how old they are, there is going to be a few plastic parts, but that doesn't matter. Like this right here, it's plastic. And, of course all the gears are going to be plastic. Well, that's normal. Enough with the gibberish and all that. Let's turn the VCR on. Very good display. Oh, by the way, I totally forgot. This is a Daewoo built chassis. I labeled it as well. And let's insert a tape. So no matter what, no tab or tab in the tape. You have to press play in order for the tape to load. So I'm going to do that right now. And the tape is playing. It's working perfectly, so that's a good thing. Tape stabilizer. I mean, this is just a two-head machine. Pretty basic for the 80s. I mean, most people in the 80s could only afford at least a two-head VCR. Forward search works, but it only has one speed, and I have to hold down the button. That's a downside to that. If I just let go of it, it just goes back into regular play. Same with reverse search. I'm holding it. I let go. Press play and let go. See? Wish they just wish it was like the newer VCR, like you just press reverse search and it'll just keep going until you press play or stop. So yeah, this works. There's also a frame by frame function. It just goes a little slower, of course. Oh, I accidentally pressed stop, which unloads the tape. Yeah, I replaced all the belts in these anyway. I found one of the original belts. You can see it's pretty deformed. Okay, let's press stop and fast forward. And yeah, fast forward. Well, of course, since it's an 80s machine, it's not going to be fast. Since I got the GE Daewoo built machine, I always like to make sure it has a high-speed rewind function, because that was hidden on that VCR. I pressed rewind 2 times, and then it just went to high-speed rewind. but not on this. Not most VCRs have them. So even if I press fast forward again, it won't do anything. Now let's press rewind. When I press it again, it'll do nothing. No matter what position the tape's in, it will not go to high speed rewind, which is pretty obvious for an 80s machine. So look, no problems with the tire, all fixed. And eject. Here's the mechanism for the carriage. Let's see, how should I? Okay. I also greased the gears on this thing like I always would, and the slide and the tape guide sliders, so it can load the tape a lot smoother. Because if the grease is dry, it will have a hard time loading. Anyway, I'm gonna go flip this over on its bottom. Be right back. Okay, now I have it on the bottom, showing its bottom, and Mr. Manuscript, look at this. There's a few differences on my VCR than on your Magnasonic. The tape guide gears are a lot different and they're more visible on yours than mine. In fact, this looks like a cross between the Gold Star VCR I gave to Mr. Manuscript and the Sanyo VCR I used to have that was 2-head hi-fi. The VCR-32DAU. This is basically a mix between those VCRs. Yeah, I think that's what this basically is. It's just a mix. And here's the mold switch. I cleaned that. It was easy to clean. So clean. Now it's gonna work for a good amount of time now. Main cam gear and all the other gears, all greased up. Good. Yeah, to replace belts. Alright, let's put a tape in. Alright, now press play. And the tape is playing. Also on the VCR there's a counter. Play again so we can show you this part of the mechanism. Pretty nice. Let's see now. Here, the tape guide gears, you can't really see them, like I just said. Now, this is a sliding mode switch. Not a rotary encoder. This is a sliding encoder switch. And you almost cannot get the timing marks wrong on the mode switch, because look at this. There's a timing mark for this. This little slot not here, but up there, lines up with that. So that's your home position, your stop position. So it's going to be almost impossible to get the timing marks incorrect. So that's it. It's an easy fix. And why do most Daewoo VCRs I've seen have like a Sony capstan motor and other Sony parts? Even in my GE, it has a Sony's capstan motor and a Sony. Some of them had Sony video heads on the bottom side. It said Sony on the bottom side, but I don't know if this one's. No, it doesn't say Sony on the bottom side. So, yep. And on Mr. Maniscopes, for some reason, capstan motor is like on its last legs, doesn't even work well, but on mine it works just fine. So again, this area has a few differences on mine, and there's like a few major differences on mine compared to Mr. Maniscopes. I'm gonna give you a 5-second glance. Alright, so I'm gonna hook this up to my TV and show you the picture quality. Okay, so I hooked up my VCR to this TV, and this VCR does not have an on-screen display, so it's normal that my TV will have no signal before I press play. So I'm gonna press play. And the picture's not good. It's just because, don't worry, it's because I recorded this tape in SLP. I was recording a live World Series on my Daewoo combo, and I have this RF modulator, so I can pretend that I'm recording. Not pretend, but I can convert digital to analog, and I can record live TV off of VCR like they do back in the old days. Well, I'll get that later. Well, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you want to see more videos like this, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Of course, subscribe. And let me just turn this off. So, be kind and rewind.